All right, so it's day 538, type 2 diabetes free, and this is the type 2 diabetes brotherhood. All right, it's December 20th of 2023 is when I pretty much beat out type 2 diabetes, so I'm going to try a new thing and go from there. And basically, guys, I lost just under 50 pounds. I look like this, and then I look like this. This has been done with no meds, no supplements, and I use my continuous glucose monitor to monitor everything I've been eating since I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And that's what I want to show you guys here today is my blood sugars. It's going to be the interface to my continuous glucose monitor. I'm going to try something new, see if there's a different flavor that you guys like, that you respond to better, and basically go through my entire day of everything I ate and what the blood sugars effects were using the interface to my continuous glucose monitor. If you guys are unfamiliar with one, it measures your blood sugars in 5-minute increments, like 24/7. So this has been something super powerful for me to reverse my type 2 diabetes and maintain it. Do I need to wear it right now, like all the time? No, not really. I've pretty much got it down. I know what I need to do, but it's part of the show and it's what I do to help people like you to understand how type 2 diabetes works, how dietary lifestyle works, how exercise, how pretty much the whole shebang, the whole thing. So, with that, let's jump in and let's take a look at what my interface is telling me of what we ate today. I'm also going to kind of like run you guys through and show you guys the ingredients and stuff like that that I use. So you guys get like a breakfast, lunch, dinner. If I do a 24-hour fast, you'll get just my breakfast, but I'm going to give you guys exactly what I eat and kind of run you through the entire day to show you what my process looked like for me to personally reverse type 2 diabetes. So let's get into the interface. It looks just like this. All right, so here is the interface to the continuous glucose monitor. You can see I'm 84 milligrams per deciliter. This is United States. I know we got listeners from all over the world. But yeah, this is where the milligrams are going to change. You can see as I move the needle here. The gray zone here is the optimal glucose range. As long as we stay in this gray zone here, this is the optimal. Time in range is 88%. This is as much like have I been maintaining in this range without popping out over 120 milligrams per deciliter. This is going to tell me what my score is. Now 100 is really, really great. Today I don't know why. I think it was because I replaced my CGM. And as you guys can see here, it just goes wonky. This is it trying to dial itself in. You know, my whole day here was pretty normal. Blood sugars, I did a 24-hour fast and everything was low. And you can see like the trajectory just completely false. So you can't go off pretty much almost, you can spend like the first 12 hours to 24 hours of your CGM just going all wonky. It's just trying to dial itself in and calibrate. And this CGM is the one I recommend to anybody because it's one of the only few, if not the only, that you can actually calibrate, meaning you can use a glucometer and you can actually dial this thing in if it's way up above where it's supposed to be. That's exactly what I tried to do today, but to no avail. I think it was right in here where it said I was 101 and I actually dialed it in. It was actually 88. So when I woke up this morning, I'm going to imagine I was somewhere in the low 90s to upper 80s, but there's no way of really telling. So yeah, so my first meal today, and you know, you can't really go off this too much. Like I said it's kind of wonky for the first day. Tomorrow should be a lot better readings. But let's go in. Today was actually a protein shake. So this is a 50-gram protein shake made out of animal collagen and some chocolate protein powder. And it's actually made out of egg whites and egg yolks together. I didn't be able to film it this morning because I was on the go, but this is what it looks like in me driving in a hurry. All right, so if we can trust this thing, it looks like I went from around 93 milligrams per deciliter, popped up to about 118, maybe about 120. But again, it's a new continuous glucose monitor. We'll see. This is not really that accurate, but brought me down. I was doing a new thing today where I'm just eating when I get actually hungry instead of trying to cram everything in. And for some reason, something's going on with me right now where I just don't have much of an appetite. So this was a half a pound of burger. I had some leftovers that I didn't want to throw away with egg from the day before, so I put it in there with a fresh egg just to get it kind of moisturized. But I added in a whole entire avocado and I drowned it with some salsa and it was pretty damn good. It was just too much food. I ended up eating about 3/4 of it before I ended up quitting and just put the rest back in the fridge. So that took me right here. You can see a big old spike. I immediately followed. I don't like to wait too long in between meals. So I actually had some homemade raw whipped cream with about a half a green apple and some strawberries as well. And as you guys can see, the strawberries and whipped cream and the apple was like I was on a trajectory already after the breakfast. Again, I don't know if it's the CGM or what, but I did double check my glucose, and I was at this point when I hit 135, I was actually at 131. So something funky was happening in my body. I haven't had this happen in a long, long time. But you guys can see this spike here lasted for about 2 hours. It was around 2 p.m. It didn't really clear till around 4. So that's about a good 2 hours of a spike there. Now, is this normal? Is this okay? It's definitely okay. As they say, it's actually a good sign for you guys to see that my insulin is actually working. Average person who eats a lot of carbs, they'll have a spike anywhere up to 140. Is pretty normal as long as it comes back down within 2 hours. So that's kind of when you know you're insulin sensitive and you're not insulin resistant. It's basically meaning that your blood, your insulin's working, right? It's getting into your cells and it's stopping you from staying at a high spike. So I haven't eaten fruit in a long time in this amount, and I think that's what happened here. But let's go ahead and move forward. Um, as the day progressed here, you guys can see it came down kind of sharp too, which is kind of weird, but it came back down to normal range here. And that was until I ate, let's see here, cucumber drink. Actually, before we do the cucumber drink, I messed up because this is actually my recipe to my shrimp garlic creamy yumminess. And this is kind of how the recipe goes. Some full fat yogurt, olive oil, and a squeeze of lemon, zest of 1 lemon, and a few easy spices. I mix this all together with a little bit of cilantro, making sure it comes out nice and creamy. I put a little bit aside for some salad dressing, put that in the fridge, and that's going to be on later as a little bit of some extras. Put in my shrimp and make sure I mix it all nice and neat together, and then put the whole thing to marinate for a few hours in the fridge. Now for the cucumber drink. 2 cucumbers and some club soda. I blend it all up until it's nice and pulpy and then filter the whole thing out. Poured it in 2 mason jars and add some sweeteners, some lime, some more club soda, and a little bit of some ice. Forgot to mention a little squirt of mint oil. Boss Baby got strawberries in hers and she loves it, man. I just kept mine simple. It's just cucumber without any fruit in it. Next came the shrimp. I just put them all on skewers, let them come just a little bit to room temperature. I got my griddle nice and hot with some butter and actually mixed in some minced garlic for flavor in there. Garlic is the star of this show. Then I just kept waterboarding them inside the butter. Just keep pushing that oil all around and get them all nice and toasty. I added lettuce, cucumbers, tomatoes, onions, the shrimp, and then I used a little bit of guacamole in there and then used that sauce I was telling you about, the marinade, just to give it a little bit of extra flavor. This meal is light and delicious and baby girl approved. She loves almost everything that I eat, you guys, so you can take your kids on this journey as well. I ate the whole bowl. Now let's take a look at what happened to my blood sugars. All right, so back here on the interface. Now, I think what gave me this huge spike right here after I had the cucumber before I ate dinner. Probably about a good 20 minutes. I don't like to have drinks with my food because it's in my belief that it messes with your digestion. But I did add in some monk fruit sweetener, and then I used this sweetener called stevia glycinate. And if you guys have been following my channel, I've been showing you guys everything I eat. And it's pretty interesting that every time I've had this glycinate, I've been getting these big old spikes. And this is one of the biggest spikes I've had in a long time, just below 150 milligrams per deciliter. But again, guys, sharp spike up, but sharp spike down. I didn't do any walks. I didn't do anything. In fact, I had a migraine and I went to bed right here and just kind of laid down for about a half hour. Felt like shit. And yeah, so my blood sugars came down. Again, a good indicator that my insulin's coming in. But I think there's definitely something to that stevia glycinate. I don't know what it is. I'm going to try a couple serious experiments to see if I can tell. But this is why I always say to use a continuous glucose monitor, because just because stuff's natural, and this was recommended to me by one of the top registered dietitians out there, and I don't think it works for that well for me. I don't like that. If you know, guys, I've reversed type 2 diabetes. If you had diabetes, I'll bet you this thing would have popped up close to 200. Who knows? But that's why you can't trust the information you hear on the internet. But yeah, right after dinner, it looks like I came right back down to normal over here in the hundreds. And right here, I actually did go for about a 20-minute walk. I did just not feeling it today with the migraine and the aspirins. I think I should get some rest. But yeah, I did a walk, and you guys can see here, just 20 minutes took me from 101 down to, looks like 80 milligrams per deciliter. And as I record this, you guys can see I'm sitting right now at about at 103 milligrams per deciliter. And this day got screwed up, possibly because of the CGM. I wouldn't doubt if tomorrow I'm at 100% time in range. And as I always like to say, guys, is, you know, don't get discouraged because I'm at 100%. Anywhere from 80 to 100 is considered doing well, right? If you're getting closer to 100, obviously you're doing optimal. If you're in the 80s, you're doing good, right? If you're in the 90s, you're like, you know, 80s is like silver, 90s is like gold, but 100% is like titanium, you know, it's the best, right? It's platinum, whatever. But all right, guys, that's what I've got for you today. Hopefully you like this thing. This fucking video was a lot of work to fucking make. Let me know if you guys like this sort of thing, and I'll try to put some more effort into making this whole new style for you. So with that, I'll see you guys tomorrow.